Hi, and welcome back to the Crit Hit Wild podcast, where we talk about all things Marvel Crisis Protocol and review a different character every week. I'm your host, Jared.
I'm Brad.
I'm Fred.
And I'm Brandon.
Yeah, and this is going to be our Beta Ray Bill episode, so pretty exciting there. I know a lot of people were amped for this guy and asking for him to come to the game, but before we get into that, before we get into any of that, how you guys doing?
Tired.
I'm doing great.
One's tired, one's doing great. That's you guys.
I'm also tired.
Oh, you
And
should.
I'm gonna
But otherwise, I'm great.
That's
jump
good.
on the tired bandwagon.
Okay, bunch of tired boys. You guys been working hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just been that kind of a week. It's been that
More-
kind of a month.
More like hardly working.
Oh,
And that kind of a year.
It's a shame you don't have kids. You would make a great like dad joke dad. It's a real shame.
Yeah, but then his kids would look like him, so
Oh, that's not true.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, they could look like the wife.
That would be
all.
better.
My
that's all the prayers we can put out.
My kids don't look like me, and that really worked out for them. So, you know how it is.
Your son looks like you.
Yeah, you're right. That's why he's ugly as fuck. Yeah. So,
He's gonna hear this one day in 30 years, and,
Oh.
and he's gonna say,
Does
Dad.
Becca listen to this?
does Becca?
Yeah.
So she does listen, but I don't think that it's really like listen. I think it's like I'm gonna put it on to give them a view,
I
and then
think
I'm
she's
gonna go
gonna
make a cup of
notice-
coffee.
I
She's
think
helping the
gonna notice
algorithm.
that.
She's gonna what?
She's gonna notice the my kid's ugly comment.
No, I say that all the time. Not
Uh.
not to his face. I did whenever he was too little and he didn't like whenever he was just a baby and he was crying about something. I would just hold him and rock him and I'd be like, "You are so ugly." Yeah. It was just give him it made him happy cuz he was giving him baby voice. But I talk shit to him. No, I tell her he's ugly all the time. She gets mad at me, but I enjoy it. So what are you going to do?
Does
Anyways.
your mom still listen to us to go to sleep?
She does. That one will probably upset her. I really upset her one time. She said something about the kids. I think I was telling her. I don't know what was it. I think she asked me one time because I talked about getting a tattoo, and she was like, she's one of those old school people that'll like get a tattoo of like a family member, which I stay away from that. But anyways. She had asked, she was like, "Do you think you'd ever get a tattoo of the kids?" And I said, first off, I was like, I would have to love my kids to get a tattoo of their names. And that really upset her. She didn't like that joke. She didn't think it was funny. But I stuck with it. I stuck with it for about 10 minutes. I watched her just be upset. She's like, you can't say stuff like that. You just can't say it. I'm like, I'll say whatever the fuck I want. I hate them, Mom. But it's not true. Everybody listening, I love my children very much. Everybody that knows me knows that. That's sad. I gotta like double back and clarify that I love my kids.
Right? Not everyone here knows. Jared is a very good father, everybody.
I'm actually talking kind of loud. Audrey's probably upstairs talking to Becca right now, being like, "What?"
She's gonna come down there and just pure tears, like
I'm gonna like look over and there's two little eyes are gonna be looking around the corner. Is it true? No, it's not true. It was all for the views, honey. Anyways, this is not a podcast about me hating my kids. This is a podcast about Marvel Crisis Protocol, and we're gonna start talking about that. Go on to news and announcements. So they unveiled some pretty cool stuff. If I had not just gotten home from work not that long ago, I would have the foresight to open up all the stuff. But they have posted about an ultimate encounter, which is called. Brad, you're gonna have to help me. You remember?
Something about Parker Love.
It is. It is around Peter Parker, and I believe it involves a bunch of Spider-Foe villains. Jesus. Let me try to pull it up here. Oh, just the Parker Luck. So, just the Parker Luck Game Night kit. So it's going to be a UE. that's coming out. It involves Spider-Man. Just really quick, we usually don't do this, but I could touch on the card a little bit. So I guess you're playing against Peter Parker,
Yep.
and he's coming in at a nice 10 stamina with a 5-4-3 defensive stat line, rerolling any number of defense or dodge dice. So not bad there. I don't. So the thing is, like, I'm not seeing any tokens for it, but it talks about. Well, not talk
It
about.
has tokens.
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying is, I don't see any tokens for the character, but it shows Vulture on the cover art.
Right. I think you play whoever, like any ultimate encounter. They're probably going to encourage you to play spider foes, but you can play whoever.
You're just
I
gonna
think.
play Guardians of the Galaxy and break the game again. Is that what you're gonna do?
No, that was only one, and that list wasn't even affiliated.
That doesn't matter in that thing. But yeah, they have announced the Spider-Man Ultimate Encounter, and then for whatever reason, there it is. They also talk about some new X-Men coming to the game. So we have Emma Frost and Psylocke who are going to be in a box together. And what's really cool about Emma Frost is that she has one model, and then she also has a Diamond Form model. So, real quick, Brad. How on the scale of 6 to midnight, how far did you hit midnight when
I'm
you
not
saw
as
that?
big of an Emma Frost fan as some other people like Jason White,
Hmm.
but
So you're
Emma
saying
Frost
that
is
he
pretty
probably
cool.
did go 6 to midnight.
Oh yeah.
What about Psylocke? You excited?
Yeah, I'm hoping that it's Conan, but it's probably gonna be Betsy Braddock. Betsy Braddock her mind was stuck in some other lady's body for years, and I want it to be the lady, not the white person pretending to be an Asian person.
I got you. So, definitely X-Men affiliated, right?
Yeah, they should both be X-Men affiliated. The product description mentions that it's coming with a card that makes Emma Frost the leader of the Hellfire Club. And it dawned on me last night that that's probably a new Brotherhood leadership, not a separate affiliation.
Oh,
I
really?
was there for that
Yeah.
realization.
Yeah.
To be fair, I
That's what it's
mentioned
gonna
that.
be.
So
I'm calling it right now that's what it's gonna be, and we'll see.
Does that
just
make
call
sense?
it after I was the one who mentioned it. It's fine.
It does, because I mean they're kind of grouping the X-Men villains together.
I'll see. Well, so Psylocke will just be X-Men. You don't think that she can go anywhere else? Is that right?
She probably also X-Force.
Okay.
That's
good.
probably it, though.
That's good. That's good that they're getting some more releases. When was? I guess that kind of makes sense too, because like we had Blob and Pyro come out, but we didn't really have like they typically will have like X-Men and then kind of like Brotherhood like close to each
Yeah.
other as far as releases. So that makes sense that we're kind of seeing these now when we didn't have them with Pyro
Yeah.
and Blob. When was the last X-Men release? Was it Honey Badger and X-23 or Magic
Yep.
and was it Magic Colossus?
All that came out at the same time last January.
Okay, yeah. So that was about the last
It's been
time.
a year.
What about Gambit?
Gambit and Rogue came out that same time. We got 3 boxes plus Juggernaut all in January of last year.
Wow, that was one hell of a month.
Yeah.
We got the new
Yeah, that was a
Wolverine
good
and
one.
Sabretooth like a month ago.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's
true.
We were told they weren't going to be in X-Men and Brotherhood. I guess they lied.
All right, well,
Great upload.
so
What about the other big news?
what is it? What's the other big
Today, they released Spider-Woman and Agent Venom's tactics cards.
Oh yeah, yeah, they did. They officially released those today. Lucky for all of our listeners, they will have already heard them, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you guys tune in so we can give you the good shit.
Oh, they've also started rolling out information for Shatterpoint for people interested. All they've told us was about how they made the models.
It is true, but those models do look nice. I mean,
they do look really nice. That's
They're
a big draw
hardcore
for the
slow
game.
rolling the fucking information
Oh,
about that
so
game.
much. 2 months ago, they're like, this game's coming. And then the first post they make about details, it's like, look at our pretty models. And we're like, we already knew the models are pretty. We're all
Well,
in on the models.
I'm pretty
Give us
sure that
some gameplay.
they're not going to do that because I think that they are having gameplay demos at Adepticon, and then that
Yes.
is probably when the rule set will release is the same time as Adepticon. So, I mean, it's not like
I
too
want
much
to
longer.
get stuff earlier than that. Like,
I,
tell us a little bit.
yeah, you would think that they like we don't even know what type of dice it's played on, which there's no
Yeah.
way it's not D8, right? Legion's D8, uh, MCP is D8, like it has to be.
Legion is D8s and D6s.
That's true.
That
It's
is true for defense. It is D6. You're correct. So
Yeah.
what they're gonna do is they're gonna use the D&D Open Gaming license and use a D&D set.
yeah.
Oh boy.
We don't need to get into all that. But that was clever. I did not see that coming. That was a good.
Well,
That was a good way to get that. Well
yeah.
played. Yeah. So I know that people who are listening, like, I mean, you play MCP. If you're on like any of the pages, you probably see where AMG like tweets out stuff. So, I mean, if you haven't checked out Shatterpoint by some chance, yeah, you should really at least look at it. If you're a fan at all of the IP for Star Wars, the models themselves, like if you're just a collector or a hobbyist, the models themselves all look like really fantastic. So it's definitely worth checking out.
Oh, you won't believe this in that article where they talked about the influences of the miniatures and stuff. They mentioned that part of the aesthetic of the new miniatures is based on the current animated TV shows.
I imagine you could take like if you did anything, but like if you didn't see anything and you just saw like one of those B2s, you would immediately know. Like
Yeah, all of it looks like the Clone Wars anime show.
Yeah.
In like a good way.
Yeah, they all look great. Like, I don't know. I'm excited. Fred,
Yes.
which side are you gonna play? Would you play light side or dark side if you
Man,
got into
so I
Shatterpoint?
have I have a bad habit of taking the dark side in things and regretting it.
Okay.
That's the case in Legion. That was the case in Legion. That's the case in MCP. If you notice that, like, I tend to play the bad guys. I don't know. Maybe it's time for me to be some good guys.
I like
I'm
it.
pretty sure you can mix and match. We know nothing. I'm betting we can mix.
We know nothing.
I hope not.
We'll see.
I hope not. All right, Brandon, what about you? Which side would you go for?
I always play bad guys.
Bad guys. Okay. All right. And then Brad, you're just gonna try to make any list across both that doesn't have a Jedi, right? Is that real?
Well,
You'll try so hard.
I like clones a whole lot, and I like Mandos. So really, the only thing drawing me to that dark side are the bad guy Mandos.
Mhm.
So,
The only way I would play the good guys is if I could play
say-
like a lot of Jedi.
I should say that the Separatists were clearly correct. Count Dooku was clearly correct about everything he said, and therefore I am going to be playing the bad guys, the Republic. And I'm going to play them proudly.
There you go. All right.
And if you are like me and realize that the Separatists and Dooku were correct, you should watch Tales of the Jedi. If you know me and you know how much I hate Jedi, the fact that I am telling people to watch a show called Tales of the Jedi must mean it's great.
Right.
Dooku gets a whole arc in it. It's fabulous.
I need to watch that. I
A
think
very
my
well
daughter
deserved
watched
arc.
Yes,
it. All right.
it's good.
Well,
Everyone should watch Andor.
Andor. We're like halfway through it, and I love it. Like it's really, really good.
I haven't
Yeah.
started it yet.
It's-
I want to.
No Jedi in it, Brad. You'll love it.
Oh, that is a plus.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to Cerebro news. So what do you have for us this week?
Just still working on the app part. of the thing, I've run into like something that should be working, and at one point it was, except I had like the tiniest little thing wrong, and I completely mucked everything up before I realized what was wrong, and now I can't get it working again. So I'm beating my head against the wall, but I'm making progress.
Okay. All right.
My head's harder than the wall. I'll get there.
All right. Well, the final news and announcement is that for a little bit, which I told the guys already know about it, but my work we are in the process of reopening a new building for my work, and with that, my workload is going to be fairly heavy for a while. It's going to put a damper on some of my extracurriculars. So this might be the last podcast I'm on for a little bit. We're exploring some other avenues as far as recording and still getting content out in my absence. But so hopefully we can get stuff put up. This is not the last episode I'm going to be on ever, but I do need to take an extensive break for a little bit. So yeah, I just wanted to let everyone know who listens that this probably will be my last one for a little bit. So
how do you reopen a new store?
how do you reopen? Oh, is that what I said?
Yeah,
Well,
I was gonna let it slide, but Brandon wasn't.
Nah, it's one of you guys will get me. Yeah, no, we're moving to a new building and just everything that goes into.
I had to make a joke where I'd start crying. I can't.
Oh,
It's one or the other.
Stop it, you're silly. But yeah, so a little bit of not sad, but just a little bit of a downer portion. But yeah, other than that, we can keep going, I guess. So anyways, on to the weekly topic. What I got for you guys this week, and Brandon, I guess you missed last week's. I guess we could ask you that really quick. Do you remember the last week's weekly topic?
What affiliation would we want in the game?
No, that was not last week. Anyways,
Was that 2 weeks ago?
that was probably 2 weeks ago. If you were trapped in a mall for 24 hours.
Oh yeah, and you had
you had to survive with any of the Sinister
Sinister
Six.
Six.
Which one would you pick to be in there with?
Yeah, and your Sinister Six was butchered. I remember now.
I did not do good remembering who all was in it. But go ahead. Who would be yours?
I liked Brad's Sandman statement because he wouldn't actually kill you.
Again, that's bullshit.
Because he's not actually a bad guy. He's just misunderstood.
Yeah, so you see, he's not playing.
I do think Electro and Lizard are absolutely the wrong choices. Like, I think they would 100% kill you very easily.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think I would choose Mysterio, though. I think I could get away from Mysterio, and, well, life's already kind of like a living hell.
He does
so
only move short.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Living a nightmare is kind of like my everyday life, so, like, what's he really going to show me? Happiness? Like,
All right,
I think he also, per character, has the least, like, capability of, like, physically killing somebody.
I don't know. I think Jake Gyllenhaal's killed several people.
I mean, I think in like a scenario, if I was cornered, like I could get away. He'd be the only one I think I could maybe get away from.
He would be the only person who I think that I could possibly take.
And like at a mall, like I could get some I could probably find like some spray paint or something, or like window spray. Or I could find something that
spray his dome.
Yeah,
that's sweet dome.
I mean, standing there, he's behind you.
I'd Home Alone. I would Home Alone his ass. Like, let's be real. Like, I'd make that shit happen.
Brad, you can't criticize Brandon's logic for that. You're gonna play checkers with Sandman in the food court, so I mean.
Yeah, it'll be a great time. While you guys are running for your lives, I'm just gonna hang out with Sandman.
All right. Well, anyways, The weekly topic I got for you guys, for all of you now, is if you could take any one character that's not in an affiliation, so just pick one affiliation that you love to play. If you could take any character and then that's in the game and then make them affiliated, which character would you move into your own affiliation? Go ahead, Brad.
Okay, so the first one I immediately thought of was for an affiliation I don't actually play.
Well, we're gonna say it's
But
got to be in the game, but you can tell us your
it's
fun one
in
if
the
you
game.
want.
No, it's in the game.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just
He
not
just
one
doesn't
I
play
play.
that.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood.
So the first thing I thought of when you were pitching this just now was to put Rogue in Avengers, because when Doctor Voodoo, Cable, and Deadpool were
She
the
was actually a
Avengers,
part of the Avengers. You're just making like an argument that she should just be an Avenger because she was an Avenger before.
yeah, that's the one I would put in though.
Okay.
She was the leader of the Avengers that had Doctor Voodoo, Cable, and Deadpool on the team. They're all Avengers. Why can't she be an Avenger? Make her an Avenger. She'd be
Okay.
so broken in Avengers, though.
That's why you can still play her. I would like to answer the question from 2 weeks ago as the affiliation I would like in the game, and that would
Oh.
be Thunderbolts.
Okay, fair enough. That somebody, oh God, who was it? Was it Eel Shark? One of our viewers on YouTube left a comment and said that I think we have a fair amount of Thunderbolts on the in the game now. Like once some more releases come out, I think.
Yeah. No, like not very many that were on the same Thunderbolts team, I don't think. But various Thunderbolts we have.
Yeah.
The first team we have one member. The second team we have no members. The third team we have two. The third team we have the most.
Is that the one with Deadpool and Punisher?
No, it's Bullseye, Doc Ock, Green Goblin. Oh, I thought it said
Oh.
Quicksilver. It said Quicksand. Venom.
I have never heard of that Thunderbolts team.
It's the second one, or the Thunderbolts army during Civil War. The third team had Bullseye and Venom. The fourth team had Ant-Man, Black Widow. The fifth team had Luke Cage, Crossbones, Juggernaut. Yeah, that's it. The fourth team had Deadpool, Elektra, Punisher, Agent Venom, Ghost Rider.
That's the team.
Oh yeah, and Red Hulk was the leader. Give me a Red Hulk with
Yeah.
that fucking team and a new Elektra.
Yeah. Red Hulk and Elektra. There you go.
That's the team besides the original that I'm most familiar with.
That's the one that I think is most common in the comics. The one led by Red Hulk.
Yeah.
There you go,
and then
Certainly
Brandon.
popular.
Red Hulk at 6th threat, and then Elektra at 4. That's a solid
Well,
10
and
right
then
there, baby.
one of the newest ones. No, God, did you say Elektra?
I did.
One of the newest ones had U.S.
Hawkeye.
Agent, which is probably coming right at some point. Elektra, Rhino,
Yeah.
Doc Ock, Taskmaster, Kraven, and Abomination, which also could be something that would come.
Well, okay, the team after that has Hawkeye.
Yeah,
That's
the
the
newest of newest teams in the Devil Reign
Yeah.
storyline had Hawkeye, and then a bunch of members we're not getting anytime soon.
No.
All right. Well, what character would you pick up and put into an affiliation that you love, Brandon?
Punisher.
Okay. What
That's-
Just
affiliation?
because he's not in anything.
Yeah, it's really upsetting that he's not in anything. I would put Punisher in Midnight Suns. Yeah, I think it would just. God, I feel lame doing exactly what Brad did. Circle back. I'll think of something better.
No, that's fine. Yeah, I understand. Like Punisher not having anything at all.
He's too good of a model to just not have anything. It's
Yeah, like I don't understand it fully, but it's fine. What about you, Fred?
I was gonna say I would love it if Venom were Criminal Syndicate affiliated.
yeah. I was going to say Lizard is Criminal Syndicate affiliated.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah, like give me
Yeah,
both of them. Like
yeah.
That's fun
'Cause
that you said Venom because I'm also gonna say Venom. But go ahead and finish your.
Yeah. So, I mean, Criminal Syndicate under Kingpin wants to sit there and hold stuff, and Venom is built for that. I mean, he can clap back and heal himself, which is can be really incredible.
Yep.
If your opponent fails to take him out with the first hit, he can be a real pain in the butt.
Yep. Well, my thing was I was going to take Venom and then put him in Shield.
Ooh, yeah.
Because ever since I
Yeah.
learned, I listened to the Alfredo's Slice Through Taco Truck when Vince started playing Shield and he talked about putting Venom in it. And then I tried it on the table and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. I take Venom and Shield probably in most of my matches. He's amazing in it. So, all right. Well, let's move on and talk about the games you guys played because I know that some of you were there Wednesday. So, did anybody play any MCP?
Brandon and I did.
All right, why don't you guys go over that?
Yeah, Brad, go over it. I don't remember it. I mean, I remember
We
everything.
played 17 points. We played Cubes and
Oh, I do remember. Okay. Awesome.
and Extremis console. I played.
Let's go ahead and tell them about Extremis console before we get too far into this.
I played Weapon X. Brandon played Criminal Syndicate.
Brandon specifically asked when we selected the secure if it was a pay to flip or not.
And I said yes because I had it in my head that we were playing Meteors for some reason.
Don't worry, it gets better because I pick my lineup and he goes, "What leadership are you picking?" And I'm like, "Well, it's a pay to flip, so I'll use Shadowland Daredevil."
And I go, it's not a pay to flip
Oh,
by
Brad
that
gamed
point,
you. Oh,
no,
no.
because by that point I had set it up so I knew which one we were playing, like correctly. And I'm like, I did say it was a pay to flip, and I figured out why because I thought it was Meteors. But I told him he could change his list, and he at least changed his leadership.
Yeah, change my leader. I was like, okay, circle out.
I was thinking about that on my way home, Brandon. I think you probably shouldn't have.
I probably shouldn't have, but because the list I picked was built to play under Shadowland's leadership.
Yeah.
So. Assuming I was going to spend the time to recreate a new list is.
I really like Logan. I'm excited to play him in my X-Men
You've
list.
played him. You're putting him on the table quite a bit now, aren't you?
Yeah, I haven't played my X-Men since he came out. So this Saturday at the tournament will be the first time, and he's in the list.
Just
But
play
he's
Weapon
a
X.
baller.
Hold on, just play Weapon X in the tournament.
No,
Why? It's a bunch of scrubs. Play a Weapon X. Prove a
No.
point. Go for that
No.
number one spot for Weapon X.
Oh, I haven't even checked on that. Is that even attainable? Anyway, I played Rhino this game.
How's that?
He died.
He died. Yeah, he died, but you put literally everything you could into him all game.
Not all game.
I did not like Black Dwarf throwing Rhino into Sabretooth. I'll tell you that much.
I mean,
was
that
fucking
sounds
bad.
really bad, yeah.
I disagree. It was a good time.
I'm liking Weapon X. I think they're good.
So what round did Rhino die?
4.
I say he lasted like most of the game.
And that was the last round.
No.
Like I won that round.
Mainly because Hood is dog shit, and I really am never gonna play him again. Like, I know I've said this a lot, but like, like as far as when I put him on the table, he is absolute dog shit.
I could not disagree more. I could not disagree more. He's been so good.
You guys have to settle that on
The number one Weapon X player has 159 rating. This is obtainable.
That's low.
Jesus Christ, play it in the tournament.
That's true, Brad. Become our number one, our champion, our Weapon X champion.
But I play X-Men.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you play X teams. Let's be real. Let's do this. You can do this.
X gonna give it to you.
What?
You talk about playing Black Dwarf like so much. Like I know you brought him up a lot, like during the cat. I feel like people just like sleep on him so much.
He's so fucking good. every time I play him, people are like they're not worried about him, and then he like just punches them for like 10 dice and
Yeah,
then throws them.
yeah. Like I played against a Midnight Suns player at LVO, and he had Black Dwarf in it, and like I played enough Midnight Suns against you to like understand like what I need to do to like win. But he fucking dropped Black Dwarf. I was like, what am I gonna do about this guy? And he was the biggest pain in my ass.
Yeah. Oh,
Like
dude, and then he has bodyguard too that just no one remembers.
I know he had
Like they remember
fucking
he's got big hits on a big base, and they're like, oh, he has damage reduction. Oh, he has a size 4 character or terrain throw. Oh, he has bodyguard.
yeah, like he had fucking Wong with 2 cubes healing himself, and then
How does
Black
this?
Dwarf nearby. And what? How did he get the cubes? You ask. How did Wong
No,
get the
no,
cubes?
no. How does this guy have 17 tournament games with
Oh,
11
jeez,
Fs
you're talking about
already?
something else. Anyways, and I was like, I can't get the cubes off of Wong because fucking Black Dwarf is nearby, and I can't do anything about Black Dwarf. Like, I don't know. It was,
Oh yeah, when he flips and has 8 health with damage reduction, like
yeah,
power, the throw, and everything. Yeah, it's
yeah,
gross.
yeah. He's so good. People are sleeping on him. All
It
right.
is, yeah,
Um.
100% agree. I really wanted to play. I actually did really want to play Venom with Criminal Syndicate, and I just every time I go to like grab him out of my like foam, Black Dwarf's like in the foam above it, and I'm like, all right, that works too.
Uh.
Like,
Before we move on to the character, like this is slightly off topic, but has everybody been keeping up with like AMG dropping the new rules for Legion?
Kinda.
I have.
Well,
I have not. No.
okay, like essentially, like the way it's working right now is that if an ATST is behind a barrier, then and it's shooting at a unit that's like across the other side of the barrier from it, the unit is still going to get cover.
Which
Like,
doesn't make any sense.
yeah, so that's how, and people are like losing their mind about the ATST like not being able to hit the people out of cover because it doesn't really make sense. But somebody just posted a fucking video. It's so you know in Rogue One when the Asian character, I can't remember his name, but he's the blind guy and he's like walking across the field and the Death Troopers
yeah,
are shooting at him and they can't hit him. Like what is he saying right there? He's like, I'm one with the Force is with me, or something like that.
I think you nailed it. I think that was it.
Yeah, it shows him walking, and all these Death Troopers are shooting it. And he's walking. He's like, "My foot is covered, so I have cover. My foot is covered, so I have cover." And the Death Trooper's like, "I can't hit him. There's a body sitting 2 inches up, or something like that." I love the internet. It's the best. Anyways, sorry about that tangent. Are you guys ready to look at Beta Ray Bill?
Well, there are 2 things that we need to do before that.
Oh, yeah.
Thing one, there's a tournament coming up this Saturday in Charleston.
Oh shit! I should have said that in the news. Thank you,
Yeah,
Fred. Go ahead.
and we're gonna be what's the start time there, Brad?
there's a good chance this
Rolling.
doesn't come out before that tournament starts.
Yeah.
Oh,
Rolling
that is-
dice at
that's fair.
noon.
Yeah, but then there's another tournament coming out at the end of January.
Is that the
Yeah.
Fabricators Forge tournament?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, where did he post
Figure we
that?
can call these. We're calling out the tournaments.
Yeah, I completely forgot to do that during the news.
That's all right.
Shit, where did he
It
post
is on the it's on the 28th at Fabricators Forge.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. That's in
Thing
Pittsburgh,
2.
Pennsylvania. So,
Yeah.
Thing 2, before we move on to Beta Ray Bill, Brandon, what's
Thing
your take on
3.
Spider Woman?
Oh god, me? Oh god.
oh, that's
Spider
right.
Woman?
Yeah, Jesus, I'm forgetting all sorts of shit. Yeah, what do you give Spider Woman? Real quick, just real quick. Come on.
A grade.
Yeah, give it to me.
It's
You
a
got
B.
1 minute.
I give her a B. I think she's good. I don't think she's nearly as good as Brad thinks she is, and Brad got mad at me yesterday because I told him that. I do think she's good. I don't know if she. I don't know this. I think she's going to be very good. Her affiliations. I don't like the splashability that Brad mentioned is the part where I struggle with because I don't know if she's going to be better than an affiliation 4, and I don't know if she's going to be the best option as an unaffiliated 4. I still think Voodoo on a medium base with everything he can do with his mystic attacks, which are becoming very prevalent in the game. I think it's just a better option at 4.
Firm but fair. I like it.
I don't.
And under a minute. Boom.
that just picked up so low on my mic, but it's just enough to catch it. I really like that. I don't. Ah, shit. All right. Beta. Wait, are we missing anything else?
No, that's it. We're good.
All right.
Let's move on.
Beta Ray Bill, aka Bill. He's a 443 stat line with 6 stamina. He comes in at 4 threat. He's size 2, and he is a medium mover, and he goes down to 5 threat, he goes down to 5 health on his backside, and I believe he's coming in on a small base. Is that correct?
I don't know.
He's got this big lightning armature coming off of where he's hitting the ground, which makes me think he can't be on a small base.
Yeah, I think he has a medium base.
Okay, I'll double check the image really quick just to verify. But Fred, would you like to go over the attack suite?
Sure thing. So his first attack is a physical attack called Stormbreaker. It is range 2 and it throws 5 dice. It is a normal builder rule, and it has wild stun, where after the attack is resolved,
Yeah,
the target
he's
character
100% on a medium or a large base.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt, but
You
100%.
did interrupt.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Fred.
That means that it's not as good as he gives stun, but it's after the attack was resolved, so they will still gain the power from the damage you deal. His second attack is a spender called Summon the Storm. It is an energy attack. It is range 4 and it throws 6 dice. And if the target character has the flight superpower, this attack may re-roll up to 2 of the attack dice, including skulls, and it has wild shock, which is very good. And then his last attack, because he has 3, it is energy cost 3, or I should say power cost 3, and it is an energy attack called God Hunter. My phone just died. Oh no.
I'll cover for you. It's it's range 2, 5 dice, and it has the text add dice to the attack roll equal to the target character's size, which is really good. And then it has crit hit wild. Hey. Hurl.
Hey, you did it right.
After this attack is resolved, throw the target character medium. So
unsize restricted.
No size restriction, only costing 3.
This is confirmation that they listen to our podcast.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, actually, so it's crit wild hit, unfortunately, on the actual text. I said crit hit wild because it's funny.
But yeah.
No, they listen to the podcast.
They did it wrong. Brad, do you want to take the active and reactive, and then Brandon can take the passives?
I guess. The first one's active, cost 3, immeasurable strength. This is his throw. It's terrain or character, size 4 or less within 2, throw it medium, once per turn. The other one's reactive. It costs 1. It's Korbinite cybernetics. And if he'd suffer damage, it reduced by 1. There is no minimum on that.
That's also really good.
God, this guy.
All right, Brad, Brandon, you want to take passives?
Wow. Yeah, his first passive is Honor Bound. After an attack targeting the creature is resolved, if this character suffered damage, it may advance short towards the attacking character. Blessed by the Allfather. It's the second passive. During the power phase, this character gains 1 additional power. He has flight, and he's immune to bleed, incinerate, and poison.
All right, so yeah, Beta Ray Bill. I mean, he's got some pretty.
Hey, Brandon.
Oh.
Brandon, do you know why he's immune to incinerate?
I don't.
Because he's not on fire.
Yeah, you're right.
You interrupted me getting into it with that dumbass joke. Oh my god.
And I let it happen, and like I knew what he was going to say, and I was like, maybe he has a real story here.
No, he never does. That's the thing. That's the thing that you get is he always tricks you, but he never has anything. Um, Look at that. You've completely derailed my train of thought.
Well,
So go ahead,
he
Fred.
will-
If
he
you reduce to
loses
0, you do not get advanced short.
Oh my God, Brandon, you suck. uh, he reduces his stamina to 5 on his injured side. It is worth saying.
Oh God, it's a shit
And,
show.
and gets a much cooler image on his backside.
It's such a shit show. I think that Brandon has probably interrupted you. Like me and you are usually pretty patient, and he has interrupted you the most, and I think Brad has interrupted me the most. They're just like the anti-us. The image is
That's
cooler on the back, yeah. God.
Yeah, and it is like okay, this character. Let's get on with
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
He has some freaking awesome superpowers. He has a character throw size 4. He has the ability to reduce damage to 0. I mean, this is awesome. This
The
character is awesome.
Yeah, the 5 stamina on the back, like him only being 11 stam for 4 threat, it feels a little bit rough. But him having access to the Korbinite's cybernetics, the like fact that there's no minimum to that, I think actually makes him pretty durable. Having that on, that's an ability, not like the title of it, but like I wish that Thor had a reactive where he could spend 1 power and then reduce it to. But I mean, he has a bunch of stamina. But we talked about that before, where like you can have all the stamina in the world, but it's still just it's not going to be enough to save you. I wish that he had a little bit of cushioning or something like that. Probably it'd make Thor feel a little bit more sturdy, I guess. But
I
uh,
mean, to be fair though, this is a character who, I mean, he's got an awesome suite of powers,
Yep.
and if they made him have more stamina, he would not be a 4 cost. There's
yeah,
no way it would work.
yeah, I mean 100%. A God Hunter is like really good. It's coming in at like a stock 5 dice is really good. And then when you add the size, like you're probably going to be doing that into things that are like size 4 or bigger in the case of like Dormammu. So having God Hunter is really good. The chance of
even against the size 2, a 7 die for 3 is
not bad. Yeah.
bad.
What's the do you have the dice calculator? Like do you have it pulled up?
I can.
What are
What do you want to know?
the chance of hitting the trigger? Like if let's just say like I guess give me a size 2, which would be 7 dice, and then a size 4, which would be 9 dice. I guess give me the looking for crit hit wild trigger for the throw. See what the
Is
percentage
crit
is
hit
on that.
wild on here?
I don't know if it's gonna be.
It is. So size 2 is a 35%.
Okay. What about size 4?
And let me hit the button again. Size 4?
Mm-hmm. So that'd be 9 dice.
Yeah. Sorry, I did size 3. Size 4 is a almost 50%. It's 48.74.
I mean, that's really good. Like,
A
I
50-50 is good.
yeah, ideally that's what like the bigger the character, the more value you're getting. Clearly,
From the throw.
yeah. So like, I don't know, like this being able to throw a size 4 character pretty reliably for 3 power, and then also have a size 4 character throw for 3 like. He's gonna be chucking people around left and right. Summer in the Storm gets me like really excited because there's so many characters in this game that have flight, and I don't know, range 4, 6 dice, being able to reroll 2 of them is pretty fucking good. So
Every once in a while, someone will ask, "What's the difference between flight and wall crawler?" This
right
is
here,
the difference.
summon the storm on your ass.
There are 36 other characters with flight.
Yeah, that's really good. Like he's gonna get value out of that pretty consistently. So
Yeah, it should also be said with the dice calculator that that's not taking into effect the crit like you would get extra dice from crit too.
That does actually count the extra
It
dice from
does.
the crit.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, then never mind.
Yeah, my dice calculator is good. It does
Yeah, it
all the
is.
math.
He has a
No, it doesn't. It doesn't do all the math.
Wow.
It breaks if you try to do Bob math with re-rolls and extra dice.
Listen, there's only so much that math can.
I took
can cover.
reroll all
Computers
off
will break.
because it breaks.
Yeah, re-roll all breaks.
well. All right, I've talked for a little bit about it. What do you think, Brad? Like, what's your initial impression? I guess of
My
Variable.
initial impression is that this is the 4-cost model of choice for Asgard.
Okay.
That this is the first one they take.
Okay, that makes sense.
I don't even think
Unless
it's
there's
close.
specific Angela's 4, right?
She's
No.
5.
No,
Oh, she's 5. Then never mind.
5 is
This-
Unstone, Loki, and Enchantress.
Yep, those are who he's competing
And
against in the
Hela.
fourth threat. And Hela.
Yeah,
Don't
he's
forget poor Hela.
absolutely
She doesn't count.
100% number 1 4-drop for Asgard.
It's not even
I-
close. Yeah, it's
I
not a
think-
competition.
I think if he is a guardian and they want to play a 4 threat, I think he's a good choice.
I think
I
he's
think
the best
he-
4 threat in affiliation for Guardians.
Gamora is pretty good. I think he is more well-rounded though.
He's
Like,
better
he
than
has-
Gamora, and he's better than
he-
Ronan.
I mean, Gamora is a straight
Well, he's definitely-
scalpel. He can
Yeah.
he can do some damage, but he can control the board with his throws. Like,
And he's harder to kill
yeah,
than Gamora. So I think like in faction he's gonna get played a lot. I think only people who like William are going to splash him though.
I like him being in affiliation. Like the fact that he has immunity to bleed, incinerate, and poison. Like, so he's got immunity to 3 SAS effects. That means that, I mean, clearly you have shock and stun and all that shit, but he's going to be able to like Asgard leadership to like heal more, which is going to make him like even more durable.
Oh yeah.
So that's really, really good. What do you think, Brandon?
I'd like to go last if that's okay.
All right. Well, Fred, you talked a little bit, but Brandon cut you off a
Yeah,
couple times. You want to? Is there anything else
I'm,
you want to
I'm,
touch on?
I'm essentially gone.
No
He
interruption.
rocks. He rocks. That's my take.
Well, your time's up, Brandon. What do you have?
I'd like to touch. So the immunities, those are maybe the 3 best thing you could be immune to in this game.
Yeah.
Immune to stun, I would way better than poison
Yeah,
or
but
shock.
bleed incinerate.
Bleed incinerate are
shock.
really, really good.
Shock's also really good.
Yeah, but being immune to poison's very good for
Asgard, yeah.
especially for this. There's one thing that we haven't really touched on. There's not many 2, like size 2 characters that can throw size 4. By that is, I'm not sure there's any.
Thor.
So, yeah, Thor, yeah. So the 2 that exist, and then I think Rogue can on her attack, right?
Yes, she can on her attack.
Yeah. So
But it's not a
those
separate super.
Oh wait, no. Can Captain Marvel or is her size 3?
I think
I can
Captain
tell
Marvel
you.
can.
I can tell you in like 2 seconds.
let Brandon
Captain
look.
Marvel choosing her size 4. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
Throw
say.
it within 2, throw a medium.
If Rogue couldn't throw 4, the Captain Marvel should be able to throw 4 because Rogue has stolen
that's-
from Captain Marvel.
Yeah, it's a big
True,
perk.
true.
Big perk on Beta Ray Bill is you can get a throwing war and you're not going to be punished. Having multiple throws is really, really good. The fact that he can use his second attack on turn 1 is also really good. Having a range 4, 6 dice, and if you can line up with someone with flight,
And you give out shock. Like
Yeah,
can be super deadly. It can be super
really-
deadly on
really
the first
good.
turn.
first third attack.
If he
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
on a medium base, I don't think that he could pull it off. But him being on a medium base, like moving medium and then doing it, you
range
can like.
4?
If he's on a small base and he moved medium, could he touch like past?
He could get
You
the
can-
he could get the
You can
center
attack
point
the
easily.
midline with a medium move, small base, range 3.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So 4, he's definitely getting a lot of stuff. I think if I built a character it would be this character, top to bottom.
Okay.
Like this character does everything. He's got multiple types of attacks. He's got a trigger on everything. He's adding dice. He's re-rolling dice. Giving out. He's giving out the conditions we talked about that are some of the best conditions in the game. Having a size 4 throw that's going to be available to you as soon as turn. It's online turn 2, and with if you get 2 power off of Stormbreaker on turn 2, now you have God Hunter online and Immeasurable Strength.
It could be online turn 1 if you take him in Avengers.
Yeah.
Which that's
is
actually pretty fucking strong. Like a double move. I mean, that's the shit that people cried was like broken on Valkyrie. Is double move throw, right? So like
Yeah, and removing and being able to reduce to 0, and also having pseudo aggressive on I think this character is great from top to bottom. The big thing, the health pool's becoming the norm for 4 threat characters to
Yeah.
have somewhere between 11 and 13 health. I think that's their new norm. Like the Black Dwarfs having 14 seemed to be a thing in the past. I don't think that's something we're getting anymore. I think this is the best 4-point character we've seen in recent times in the year 2023.
Ooh, okay. Well, 2023. There's only been 3 of them, right? 4 of them. 4 of them.
5, right? This is 5.
Wolverine was January.
Wolverine and Sabretooth.
Never mind. 6
in January.
6.
Yeah, and then we have now Beta Ray Bill, Agent Venom. Who's the 6th?
Spider-Woman.
Spider-Woman. Who's the 6th one?
2, 4, 5. Oh, I guess maybe there hasn't been 6. I guess I'm assuming. Yeah, I was just counting this box, but I forgot we haven't seen the other guy yet. So there's 5.
Yeah, I mean, if Ulik is 80% as good as this character, he'll be way better than any expectation I think anybody has for that character.
Most of the expectation for that character is who's that?
Yeah, absolutely non-existent expectation, right? Yeah. I like everything about it. I think he has a great. This is also I hadn't read the card until today, so this is the first time I've seen it. I like his defenses. 4/4/3 is really good. He has no weakness, has damage reduction. Yeah, he has everything I'd ever want in a character.
All right.
And to Brad's comment of this character won't be splashed, this might be the best 4-threat character you can play in Criminal Syndicate.
Oh, okay. That's a bold take there. You think he very much outweighs Black Dwarf?
He does everything Black Dwarf does, but he doesn't have the biggest thing for Black Dwarf is that large base, size 4. But against Hulk, you just lose because he just throws you and kills other stuff. This character, again, you don't have that drawback. He's only size 2, so you really only need 3 on the dodge rolls, on the throws, and most characters you're playing with Kingpin Syndicate are having some sort of damage reduction. So you're looking at 2. So
fair enough. Can anybody?
And I love me some Black Dwarf. So.
Can anybody glance really quick and see if the Asmodee, like, do they have the street release? Is that set on there?
It's not on the panel to play.
I think it's the same time as the
210.
210? Okay.
Yeah, so that's the same day as Venom and Spider-Woman.
And they are both models in this pack are on medium bases.
Okay, cool. All right, well, we can go and I guess give our ratings. So, Brandon, you had the floor. Why don't you go ahead and give your rating?
Oh, goodness. I'm going to give him an A.
A, okay. Solid. Fred?
I'm going to give him an A+.
Holy shit.
He's awesome.
Brad?
B+.
Brad's bitter because of what I said about Spider-Woman.
No, I think he's really good in affiliation. It's not going to get splashed.
I'll give him A-. This is what, to me, like, you have a few changes. Like, I think that it's fine to replace Honor Bound and then, have the charge on there. But this is what Thor
Holy
should.
shit! If he
This is what Thor
if he
should
had
have
a
been.
charge.
Well, I know this guy shouldn't be, but like Thor being 5 threat, like this should have been Thor. Like there's a lot of shit on here that's like really cool to be excited about, and if he had like the leadership and the charge on this card, and maybe take out honor bound, and I mean you leave everything else. Everything else is great. Like this should have been Thor. Like he's really good. So
He's definitely the better hammer wielding character that's blessed by the Allfather.
that's true. All right, so we got uh, B plus, A plus, A minus.
That averages to a B.
It
That
does not
averages to a.
average to.
That is not.
No, it averages to an A. Don't listen to him.
Jeez. All right. Uh,
Why did you even entertain that? I don't know.
well, so I'm not willing to put forth the mental like capacity to like question what he's saying because I know that Brad is smarter than I am. But I'm glad that I have you here because you're also
The-
smarter than I am,
I don't
and
know about all that.
you can help.
I'm just always watching what Brad says.
Just what is that? What's that thing from Ant-Man where he's like sitting the trailer? Where he's sitting there with Kang. He's like, I don't need to win. I just need to make sure we both lose.
Yeah.
All right. So you want to take us through comic books, Brad?
Yeah, sure. So I've got 2 recommendations here for Beta Ray Bill. There is, I guess it's a very famous among the comics community Reddit post about Beta Ray Bill, and I almost like queued it up to read it, but it was a little too long to read for the cast. I recommend you just go out there and try to find it on Reddit. It was freaking hilarious, and it gives you a full rundown of Beta Ray Bill. If you didn't like him before you read that post, like me, you will after, because I have a brand new appreciation for the character. But to the actual comic recommendations. First one is Thor 337. That's his first appearance through 372. In that run of comics, there's a few he's not in, but he's in most of them. These are by Walter Simonson, who wrote and drew them. And this is like the classic Thor run. The one that's like super famous, that everyone loves. And Simonson created Beta Ray Bill. He loves Beta Ray Bill. Beta Ray Bill's awesome indeed. Thor and Beta Ray Bill, there's a misunderstanding. They fight a little bit, and then they work that out, and they become Oath Brothers, and they fight side by side for, what is that, like almost 40 issues of comics.
Is Beta Ray Bill,
good
is he
stuff.
like naturally strong, or is he only like super
Okay.
strong due to the?
I'm gonna sum up a little bit of that Reddit thread.
Okay.
So
Just read the whole thing.
no.
I like the
So-
consideration. He thought about it.
Yeah, he did. All right. Yeah, go ahead.
Apparently, the homeworld, the Korbinite homeworld, was destroyed, and so they have to go find a new homeworld, which we'll get to the whole destruction here in a second. But they have to find a new homeworld, and so they're going to put themselves into cryo-freeze sleep and get on these ships and fly until they find a world. But they're like, but what if someone attacks us? We need someone to protect us. So they took all of their like heroes and like the smartest people in the world and stuff, basically all their like what would be the equivalent of superheroes, and they started throwing everything they could think of at them. If it was going to kill 99.9% of the people, they'd do it anyway, because the 0.1% that survived can probably survive other stuff too. And after they just kept throwing all this shit at them, one lone person was strong enough to survive. And it was Beta Ray Bill. And
Okay.
part of those things that they did was they were like, let's put all these cybernetics in them. It probably will kill them, but if they survive, they'll be stronger and stuff. And Beta Ray Bill doesn't look anything like the other Korbinites, because he's got so much cybernetics and stuff.
Oh, okay.
But he was not tainted by all that because he is one of the few people who can lift Mjolnir, which is how Thor realizes that he's not a bad guy.
Okay. All right.
Hammer was also given to him, right?
Yes, the Stormbreaker hammer was given to him. I think, I might be misremembering this, but I think Stormbreaker is also the hammer that Storm wields for a while.
Oh.
She wields a hammer, and I thought it was called Stormbreaker, so it would be the same hammer. But I could be misremembering the name of her hammer. Anyway,
She just wields Mjolnir.
no, she doesn't.
That is what it says right here.
No. She might have she might have picked Mjolnir up at some point, but she doesn't have that for a long period of time. Anyway, the second recommendation is called
It's Stormcaster. It was destroyed, and then she
Stormcaster, not
wields Mjolnir.
Stormbreaker. Stormcaster, not Stormbreaker. Okay, I knew she had her own hammer, because that's what Storm needs, is a lightning hammer.
And it looks just like Mjolnir. That's lame.
Yeah. All right, the second recommendation is called Beta Ray Bill God Hunter,
Ooh.
which that's the name of one of his attacks. So I thought that was pretty good. It's by Kieran Gillen and artist Kano, not the one from Mortal Kombat, I assume. So we talked about how William's homeworld was destroyed, right? Do you guys know how it was destroyed?
No.
Galactus ate it.
Yeah, it was Galactus. Yeah.
Galactus ate it. Well, Bill's real pissed about this. So he's going to go kill Galactus. And Galactus shaking in his boots. And go read it. It's only like 3 issues.
He works with Silver Surfer a good bit, right?
Yeah, he's worked with a bunch of people.
Yeah.
I did, when I was doing my research, I did come across the run where he was in Guardians. So there's a fairly good chance he is Guardians.
I think I might actually order that. That seems really neat.
Oh yeah, Bay Ray Bill God Hunter. If you order the collected edition, you get a bonus issue in there. It's a Beta Ray Bill comic, but it's just one issue.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much, Brad. Brandon, what do you have for us as far as who you would put him with in affiliation for a little roster?
Let me guess, Criminal Syndicate.
I mean, you need to play him with Kingpin Criminal Syndicate. That is 100% accurate. That is not where I'm going with that. I like to go. I don't know why you guys. I don't recommend Criminal Syndicate all that often. All right, unless I'm actively going to play it, I don't recommend it. I feel like this is shenanigans. I'm gonna check the tape. Jared's just like play him in the affiliate. He'd just be like, just play him in Asgard.
That is, if you weren't here, that is what I would say, because I'm a little basic bitch. Don't rub me into this, though. I'm not saying I didn't make the criminal.
He 100% is an auto include in Asgard. I think he'll see a lot of play with some other affiliations. I really, I like him with She-Hulk and A-Force. I like the base size. I like the throws. I think he brings a little bit to the table for them that they don't have a ton of access to. And then like combining with She-Hulk, him and like Captain Marvel, you have a very beefy, tanky, just beat the shit out of you, squad. I mean, you're at 14 points with that, but they also are one of the few affiliations that have a bunch a bunch of 2 and 3 threat characters.
Yeah, I like that you can get the extra power regeneration, and then the 14th threat that gives you 2 like really good frontline beaters and also like a ranged attacker. That's pretty strong. So
Yeah. And like I think they have access to 2 2-threat characters, right? Koye
and
Yeah,
Widow.
and Black Widow.
Yep.
Yeah. And just a Koye with like a Koye just being able to bodyguard on this 3 is just insane to think about.
Yeah.
So I think I like it. That's where I would, if you play him, and you really want to play some Beta Ray Bill, show him in there. He
Alright.
would probably be better than any other affiliated 4-threat character in your affiliation.
Alright, thank you, Brandon. Alright, Fred, take us home.
Okay, so I had known nothing about Beta Ray Bill before Brad described him. Like that's my total knowledge of Beta Ray Bill. In fact, his name is just Bill on his card. That's it, just Bill. I mean, he's got this. He's a guy wielding a hammer that shoots lightning with a horse face. He's got this crazy off the wall energy.
Do you know
that
why he has a horse face, Fred?
Because he's a Korbinite? I don't know. I
No,
don't
that's
know.
not what Corbinites look like. That's what the biggest predator on the Corbinite homeworld looks like.
Okay.
He's
Well,
been
that
like altered genetically.
you know what? That reinforces what my recommendation is, because that like fits with the theme of what I'm bringing, and what I'm bringing is the video game series called Borderlands, which also has
Oh.
a crazy off the wall energy kind of sense to it.
Okay.
Specifically, play Borderlands 2 because it's probably the best one in the series.
I agree with that.
Yeah, it's the most well written, and yeah, it's just the best one. And it is. These games are they are gun loot games, and which is hard to describe, but that's exactly what they are. You're trying to get better and better guns, and the world that you're on is just bananas. Everything is trying to kill you. Everything is funny, and also just the most insane that it can possibly be. It is a blast of a game. You can also play it with 4 people, which is always fun.
Yeah, the humor in that game I think was probably the best out of the series. Like,
In 2,
yeah.
yeah.
Let me ask
game
you.
also gets so much better when you play with like 3 friends.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Who's your
Yeah.
character? Who's your character, Fred?
Okay, so in 2, my character was Zero.
That was who mine was.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's something about murdering people like with that sword and then listening to like a haiku is like the
He
greatest
says
thing.
haiku every time.
Yeah, it's the greatest thing ever.
Yeah. And the entirety of his face is just an emoji of a face that's projected on his black face screen.
Yeah.
It is a great game. You got to play it. It's funny. Borderlands 2 is funny because it was partially written by a comedian and voice actor named Anthony Birch, who I'm certain will come up later in one of my recommendations. But yeah, play Borderlands. They're great games.
All right, thank you, Fred. Well, that wraps us up for this week. So again, like with some of the stuff going on scheduling wise, not sure yet if we'll have a video up next week. We kind of got to sift through some different avenues again to kind of check out to get some content up. But hopefully we do have some stuff to get to you guys before too long. But yeah, thank you very much for joining us, and we'll talk to you later.